Announcements.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the final Tribal Council of CTC Survivor 17 Deja Vu. We are so happy to have you all here today. Viewers, contestants, jury, final two, thank you so much for joining us. Tonight, we're going to do this in the traditional CTC format. Each member of the final two, Jay and Kimmy, will have 5 minutes to give your opening and closing speeches each. The person who goes first in opening speeches will go last in closing speeches. Jay, you will decide who goes first and last because you won the final immunity challenge. We will give each juror up to 10 minutes for their questioning speeches, whatever they would like to do. They do not have to use all 10 minutes, but you can if you like. And then closing speeches, 5 minutes each. And then new to CTC, we will read the votes immediately after the final tribal has concluded. So, Jay, who would you like to go first in opening speeches and last in closing speeches?
First and then last. I think I'll go first and for openings.
Okay, sounds good to me. Let me pull up a little timer here. All right, timer starts now.
All right. First of all, of course, thank you to Prod for deeming me worthy enough to come back and play in this wonderful little world you've created. And of course, thank you to all my castmates. It's been so incredible playing alongside you, being challenged by you, being inspired by you. It really has been such a privilege to be a part of this season. This season was all about deja vu and how to avoid making the same mistakes we made the first time we played. And boy, did I make a lot of them. I did not come into the season with a lot of confidence given my performance last one, especially having just played in the most recent season. I couldn't even really tell myself that I was some new player coming in, having developed some new skill set. But I did know that there were very specific things I had to fix if I was going to play a successful game. And that was three things. First, I had to play a more flexible social game. Second, I had to actually create some insulation for myself that I could avoid being eliminated the moment my target profile grew too large because I knew it was going to eventually. And third, I knew I had to actually gain and leverage information in this game way more wisely than I ever did the first time around. First, my social game. I set out this season to ensure I never eliminated anyone as an option to be someone I could work with, even if I really was closer to some of you more than I was others. And how did that manifest? I was in at least one alliance or group chat with nearly every single one of you. The only exception is Megan, and Megan, I take accountability for that as an absolutely a missed opportunity that I'll talk about shortly. And this wasn't just meaningless collaboration. I actually worked closely with each of you on at least one vote this season. And it wasn't easy. The only people I knew coming into this game were the people I played in the last season with. And I'm sure every one of them will admit there was some weariness given the events of that season. So if at any time you felt like we had a good bond or working relationship in this game, you know just as well as I do, it was built from scratch. And it was my social game that gave me the ability to exercise incredible influence throughout the game. Even from before the first swap, I set up the Jade Alliance between myself, Alex, Eric, and Derek. Meanwhile, I was in the Tuha or the United Nations Alliance with Chrisanne and Ali. Being in both of these groups allowed me to have a lot of insight and control into every vote that we went to before the first swap. Even after the first swap, I got into a call with Lake the very first day, and we created the Swifties Alliance. He brought in Jesse, and I brought in Derek, and that allowed us to form a group to help keep me safe, even in that dicey 4-4 situation. I continued to invest in these relationships, eventually making an alliance with Corey and getting into a very strong position to navigate the merge, having really strong connections with these players. And I did this while always trying to protect my closest allies. For example, there were times when Kim wanted to go after Derek, Alex wanted to go after Ali, even Alex thinking he might have to go after Chrisanne, always trying to steer those votes away from my other allies without revealing just how well I was working with everyone. Now let's talk about insulation. At the outset, I'm proud to say I was the last person on this cast to have any votes against them, and only had a single vote cast against me in the final five, a vote that was eventually negated by an idol. I was also able to create insulation for myself, adopting a zigzag strategy after the merge. We came in with two groups. I knew from the outset what I needed to do in order to keep myself safe was zigzag between the groups, having someone go from each group. And that's what happened. It was Eric and then V, excuse me, Megan, Chrisanne, Lake. Keeping that up allowed both groups to continue to shrink in size without either group dominating control and all eyes going onto who was leading that group. Now the last pillar of my game, which was information. This is evidenced by the fact that I was the only one to vote correctly in every single vote this game. And I knew where every advantage was in this game. We started with the store challenge where people bought challenges. I knew the first weekend who bought the steal a vote. That was Alex. I knew about Eric's drunk idol. I knew about Derek's extra idol clues. I knew about Chris Ann's extra vote. And it was important to me that I didn't just have this information, I leveraged it correctly, never spilling it to anybody else, always allowing them to share that information with their already. I knew about Eric's idol. I was on the phone with him when he got it. I knew about Derek's amulet. I knew about Kim's idol. I gave her the clue to solve it. I had this information and I leveraged it correctly, always to keep myself and my allies
Thank you
safe.
so much, Jay. Your time is up. Um, Kim, your 5 minutes begins now.
Okay. So I just want to say first and foremost that I'm incredibly thankful for the second opportunity to play. I went from being an early boot in both of my seasons and now to final two in my third org, and I'm forever grateful for everyone helping me get here. The road to get here has been a full circle deja vu moment for me. When I first got asked back, I truly did not think I was worthy of a callback and asked production, like, why was I asked back? I am not worthy of this. Um, if I had to describe my game in 3 words, it would be adaptable, straightforward, as well as loyal. As you might not know, or you might know, I did work closely with Jay from literally the first 3 minutes of this game. We were always close, but I paved my own way through this game by being adaptable. Jay and I played from very different positions. He was able to set himself up in a majority alliance. And I, on the other hand, came into came into the tribe with a 5-person alliance, basically. I only had 5 people left. My allies were picked off one by one, and I was able to vote in the minority so that I didn't have to vote for my allies except for Eleanor. I didn't vote with the majority, but still stayed out of danger. I stayed on Wakajo through the pre-merge because even though I could have reconnected with Jay and tried to get into that majority alliance, I was knowing that it was really important for me to cultivate the relationships with Eric, Ollie, Bruce, and Eleanor going forward, as well as Megan. I I knew I was able to build trust with both sides in that tribe, and so for me, I was able to stay over there, and I never got a vote. I used my vote strategically because I had to. I only got 2 votes this entire game. For example, the round where Ollie played the reverse amulet, I knew Chrisanne was the target. Although I wanted her gone, I adapted my gameplay and I threw a vote onto Alex to ensure he played immunity for himself and to cause mistrust within the remaining 7. No one knew it was me, and I was able to pin it on Lake and Cam. I was also straightforward and honest as I could be in a game full of lies, deception, and deceit. There were 2 major lies I did tell throughout the game, but I was honest as I could be. When I told people things and it got back to others, sometimes I would be confronted, and every time I was confronted, I owned up to what it was. I just want to say that when it came to my ride or die Jay, we've always been honest with each other. I had to also build relationships with other people outside of that. I never had to flip against any of my allies besides Eleanor, and I was honest and playing and doing what I did. And I was loyal. As I said, I didn't vote out one single of my allies from pre-merge except for Eleanor. When people told me information, I kept it to myself. So people knew I was trustworthy. The one instance where my loyalty was unfortunately not enough to change my actions was the Eric vote. Eric, I knew you were the target. I knew you had the drunk idol. I tried so hard to tell you. And the one time you were not paranoid was the one time you were going to walk out that door. And I tried so hard to warn you without it getting back to anybody else that I was trying to keep you safe. I'm here on my own game. I must admit that it's been a wild journey for me. I started the season just wanting to be my placement, just wanting to prove to myself that in fact I am a deserving player and I am worthy of this callback. I won the most deja vu moment for me in this game by winning immunity on the competition I was defeated on last year. I'm here to admit where I made hard moves to keep myself safe and ultimately win the spot here. I am here to admit that although a lot of Survivor games come down to luck, I put myself in the position to where I knew I was safe as I could be strategically and played hard. I adapted when I needed, I was honest when confronted, and I, most importantly, uh, was loyal with the people I was with. I deserve your votes because despite what many of you probably think, I in fact was not carried here by Jay. I played a behind the scenes game that allowed me to hide behind shields and make everybody think it would be easy for them to beat me in the finale. I played hard, I worked hard, and I'm proud going from pre-merge boot to competing for the title of Soul Survivor of this season. So please ask me tough questions, ask me for clarification, and ask me why I deserve to win this game because I know I'm worthy of your vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Kim. We will welcome our first juror for the questions onto the floor. Please welcome Eric.
Wait, didn't we have an order? Or...
Yeah,
Oh,
Chris,
did you? Sorry. Never mind. There's an order and that I missed. First person, please come up.
it's Chris-Anne. Chris-Anne's first.
Chris-Anne. Chris-Anne, you have 10 minutes, and your time starts now.
10 minutes is crazy still. Anywho, we're gonna do something that is super original to me, and I came up with it on my own. So you both are gonna close your eyes, and I'm going to name each of the juror, and you will raise your hand to see if you have that person's vote. So we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1. Eric, V, who's next? Megan, Chris-Anne, who's next? Shit. Cam, Eleanor, Lake, Ollie, Alex. I think that's everybody.
Derek.
Oh yeah, Derek. My bad, Derek. Okay, you can open your eyes now. I only have one question. It's very cutesy. It's very demure. It's for Jay. I don't really care what you did in the game, and I don't really. This question is not tailored to anybody else except for me specifically. Why should I, Chris-Anne, give you my vote? That's the question.
Okay, Chris-Anne, one thing that I learned about you in this game was that you treasured loyalty. And I feel like I did my absolute best to give that to you when I could. I want to give you some specific examples. You may or may not know this. Even in the second round, when Stephanie went out, your name was out there by a few people. I went into my Jade Alliance and said, it does not make sense for to go Chris-Anne here because I knew that I was working on a relationship with you. I never told that to you because I was like, I'm not the kind of ally to go and defend people and then try to leverage that to buy their loyalty. I knew if you were going to be loyal to me, it was going to be because you thought that I was worthy of your loyalty. Another example, when everyone assumed that you should be left out of the V vote because you were going to immediately go and spill to V, you know that I came and confided in you and said, "Hey, this is where the vote is going. I don't think you're the kind of person who would spill, but I just really wanted you. I want to tell you that as a symbol that I'm still here. I'm still standing by you in this game." The only reason I ended up voting for you the round after is because I learned that you had told Alex that I did that, and that really put me in a place where I kind of had to show my cards that I was making moves without telling other people I was working with. And I felt in that moment, no matter what I did, your loyalty was going to be to Alex, not me. That was evidenced by the fact you gave him your extra vote, and I was like, please take it back, and it never happened. And so I was like, I don't know. And even though I was the one who told you about the Viva, I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to fully know if Krisan is loyal to me in this game over other players. I learned that about you in the game, that you treasured loyalty, you valued the people who were honest with you. I tried to be that for you. And so I hope I did a job well enough worth to earn your vote.
Okay. You brought up something that did make me have a question for Kim. What evidence did you have that me, V, and Alex were a thing?
Well, not only was I told that specifically from your allies that it was you, V, and Alex working together from both Derek and Alex and other people on the tribe that you guys were super tight. So I heard it through your allies that you guys were tight.
Okay. The first time I've had a video call with V was tonight at the round table. I concede my time.
Thank you, Krisan. Up next, we have Alex.
Long time no see, everybody. I had 102 fever this morning. We're doing great. All right. So I've got some comments to make, and then I've got some questions. So first off, Kim, I have a couple problems, I think, with the way that you maybe handle this game with me. You mentioned that you had a 5-person kind of stability thing, and I remember one of our first conversations was me like almost begging you to work with me, and you pretty much told me no, that you were going to wait. And while I knew that you were closest to other people, and so that really like turned me off. And so like the idea of you being adaptable there doesn't quite fit my personal opinion.
When was this? When was this though?
Like early on in the game.
Okay.
Yeah. And the other thing, and I'm mentioning this maybe as a spokesperson and not like this isn't just my own personal opinion, is that it's a good strategic move to throw a vote onto me, but it might not sit as well with everybody else when you spent the round before berating us for keeping Krisan in the game through her actions. And so I know that some people are a little iffy on that. And so I just wanted to make you aware of that as we proceed. My question for you, though, is one that I find important. From the final 12 to the final 8, from Eric to Cam, what did you do to improve your position in this game? Like actively improve?
From Eric to Cam?
Mhm.
Okay. I did strengthen my relationship, obviously, with Ollie. Eric going was a huge loss for me. But I knew that I could possibly work with Eleanor. I knew I could possibly work with Ollie. I also had Megan. I had the group that I came in with that I built those bonds with. Yes, you guys came in with a solid 7. But I will say that like I actively was able to recognize my position. I knew that I was on the outs of that 7 group. I just tried to stay as tight as I could to the people that I had in this game and just tried to work as closely as I could with the other side as much as I could. And honestly, every conversation I've had with you, Alex, I've been 100% honest with you. When you came to me and asked me your thoughts about, hey, I heard this. I said, yeah, 100%. I did say that. I did say that. And you have to be honest that I did say that. The reason why I know I'm going to address the Krisan thing really fast. I had heard that people were trying to keep Krisan in this game because we were feuding, and that bothered me. So for me, if that's the game that people were playing, you can't get mad at me for also playing around that as well. Because I had heard that there was multiple conversations that people wanted to keep her in this game because they knew that our relationship was not great. So at that point, I was like, okay, well, if people are going to keep her in this game because of that, then I have to be okay with that. Even though she didn't leave last round, I have to be able to do that. And again, I didn't even, the round that Krisan left, I didn't even vote her out. So for me, it was like I had to adapt and be able to be like, all right, if they want Chrisanne to stay, then I have to work on my relationship with everybody else because I can't work on that relationship right there. So that's another thing.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
And Jay, I have a little bit of a problem, man. I don't know what it is today. I think you played me like a fiddle a little bit. Just based off of your opening speech and the things and the way that you've talked about the game. Um, and with Kim, basically being like y'all had a super tight bond from like 3 minutes in. Um, so like talk to me.
Yeah. So, Alex, I absolutely, a big part of me playing this game was to play with my allies, stay true to them, but find moments in this game that I could play for myself to turn me into a winner without sacrificing the placement of my allies. And so, yes, I did have a relationship with Kim on the side. Yes, there were some things I did know about Kim's idol. Like I said, I didn't tell anybody about that. But as people will confirm, I never used what I was doing on the side to undermine your game. As Kim will admit, she wanted you out way earlier in the game, and I was like, I'm not going for Alex, I'm not going for Derek, I'm not jeopardizing those games. And so I, you know, I will admit there are parts of this game that were my own that I did for myself to advance my own in this game. But from the fact that we voted together almost every single time, that we discussed nearly every vote, I wasn't misleading you. When I told you I wanted to play this game with you, I think that you saw that from when push came to shove, who I supported with my votes, with my information, who I wanted to have my back.
All right, push came to shove. If I didn't tell you I was taking you out, if you won, were you taking me or were you taking Kim?
I think I was taking Kim, and here's why that happened. I had a
That's all I
conversation.
need.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alex. Up next, we have Megan Farrell.
You should have told them angry grandma is back because Jay, fuck right off. Fuck right the fuck off. Can't even pretend to be me. No, oh, that's all right. No, but kudos on you getting here. But my question for you, Jay, clearly where I'm starting, because you ain't getting any of this fucking cheesecake I got over here. So, um, why in why in the fuck should I fucking remotely fucking consider fucking writing your name for a fucking vote?
Thank you, Megan. I'm really happy you asked me this. So this is what I meant by there was a missed opportunity. I am upset that we only got to play 4 days of this game together. And when we had those 4 days, it was a weekend where I think you were caught up and I was in Ohio. But I think if you would look back on those 4 days that I tried to build a bond there, I reached out to you really, really early on in a call, and that's when you messaged me saying, "Hey, I know that you're not getting a lot of communication from me. That doesn't mean that I don't want to work with you." And then when we got onto a call together, I really, really tried to figure out whether there was a way for us to play this game. And then even when you left, I know that you were upset that I didn't make a lot of have a lot of discussion with you. I reached out to you and said, "Hey, like my heater was broken that day. I lost 3 or 4 hours just trying to get it back on." That was also the exact same day that I had found out that Chrisanne leaked to Alex that I had told her that she was the plan. And Alex got me on a call and was a little bit upset with me. So I was trying to manage several different relationships at that point. That is not an excuse. That is not me trying to say that I have a good reason. All I'm trying to do with this is to give you the context that me not getting on a call with you was not because of neglect, not that I didn't value you as a person.
I'm gonna hold you right there. We had a lovely social call. You're a great fucking human being. We will chill one day, I'm sure. And the fucks will fly there too, because that's just me. The Bostonian's gonna come out, angry fucking grandma. But I didn't even necessarily need to get on a call with you. Like, your fingers work. You can fucking type in my fucking one-on-one, but you probably couldn't fucking find it that night. But that's to each their own.
Do
But
you mean
continue.
telling you that you were the vote?
No, I didn't even give a shit if you told me I was the fucking vote. It's a game. It's, people get voted out at some point. Like, but to be like, not even like a text, like, I'm going to give you an example. Kim that day had like a crazy ass work day and we have a 3 hour time difference. But she was like, hey, girl, I'm working. I'll try to get you when I get, was at least texting me. I don't think I called with Kim that day, but she was at least texting me. Like, granted, she may have known his vote or not. Don't worry, Kim, I will get to you in a couple minutes. But like, for her, for example, and there were others that like sent a quick text. Like I think Derek was busy working there, but at least reached out and texted, like asked me how my day was. You couldn't even be bothered to have done that. Yes, I understand you had your own personal things going on, like you just fucking said about your fucking heater, which is fucking important to fucking live.
But I thought I
But
messaged you that. Meg, I thought I messaged you and said,
nope, nope. I got literally the last message I believe I got from you was the day before. But in hindsight, I knew I was the vote with the fucking tumbleweeds rolling through my fucking messages from most of y'all. But it's a game. It's whatever. But yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off from your thing. So if you would like to continue.
no, I knew when you were on the way out that that at least a good portion of that was targeted on me. So I don't have excuses. All I can say is if you feel if that I all I can ask for why you asked me the targeted question, why would I vote for you? All I can possibly ask is to try if you would grant me the taking more holistic approach on my view of the game, and that is a selfish thing for me to ask, but that is the only answer I have for your question is to evaluate me on how I played the rest of the game than in the few days when I wasn't at my best.
No, I am an open person. I went out and I said, fuck y'all. If y'all didn't fucking talk to me, I was gonna fucking vote for you. Did I mean that in that moment? Yeah, because like fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Like, there were like three people that were cool because they at least talked to me that day. But no, I am open and I will hear other things out. And your other allies are, supporting things, we're talking. We'll get it figured out. There's a chance, but right now you really needed to like why I should even fucking bother to give a fuck to give you a fucking vote. I don't know. I like to drop some F bombs here. It's a Bostonian in me, angry grandma, I don't want to actually smash cheesecake in your face. That's a waste of fucking food. Um, Kim, girl.
Hi, Megan.
Yeah, you said, oh yeah, you were working both sides, and yeah, very, very obvious you did. But you came to me at one point and said, oh, we could go really far. We could do this. I said, yeah, let's talk. Let's do this. And it felt like it wasn't reciprocated on my end. I know we were both a little busy off with like time zones and stuff too, but oh God. Did you know I was going the night I did?
I did. I did. And I didn't vote for you.
I know you
And
didn't vote for me.
I wanted to tell you, and I regret not telling you, to be
Oh, it's
honest.
fine. I knew you probably knew just from all the info that came in after, which I get, but thank you for not voting me. Because I really did want to I was willing to work with anybody. Like, half of
Yeah.
this jury I didn't meet till merge personally. So, I gotta fucking do. But yeah, you both lost out on an ally there, but you made your choices, I think I've dropped enough F bombs for this broadcast. So I'm gonna leave you both. Remember, just in general, own your fucking shit. Own your fucking shit because my other jury members behind me will call you the fuck out. All right. Angry grandma out.
Fucking thank you, Megan. Up next, actually this time we have Eric.
Hey guys, I put on a little hat just because I wanted something to look, I guess, different, and it felt a little party centric, and I saw it hanging over there. So here I am, my little pink cowgirl hat, just for you both, because I know you both think I'm so cute. I do miss both of you. I'm just gonna say it straight up. I love you guys. I'm so happy to see this final two. I bonded with you both from the start very quickly. I do have a question, I guess, for Kim. Kim, you knew I was going home, and you said that you were trying to tell me, but the only things I was getting from you in my last 30 minutes is that you were crying and something going on with Chris Ann. And
No, I came to you and I told you that I didn't think something was like I thought something else was going on, and I was weirded out that something else was going on and that the vote wasn't going to be so straightforward. And I know I had that conversation with you, and you told me, oh no, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. And so I tried, because I know there was multiple people that tried. I know I talked to Jay, and I know Jay had said he had tried as well. And that was something that we had both conversed about. Like, we tried to warn you, and I tried to tell you that something was off and that I felt something was off. So,
I mean, but you knew I was the vote. That's not warning me. Like, if we're working together, you just tell me. Like, play your idol. Like, it's a drunk idol. I only have 1 out of 3. I could have said it
okay,
was anybody else.
I regret not telling you to play your drunk idol, but at the same time, the problem was that I knew that other people knew that you had the drunk idol. I didn't want to be the person that was going to come to you, and then you ran off to other people and said, Kim told me that I'm the vote, I'm going to play my drunk idol. And I didn't know how to
Kim,
approach it, and that was my bad. That was my bad.
okay, but like, where did you feel a relationship then? Because like, I'm just, I guess, maybe lost.
What do you mean?
Like, you didn't have the trust with me to like know that I would
No,
not throw into the bus.
I did have the trust with you that I thought I could come to you and tell you, but then I also was worried because I knew that, like, when we were on Waikajo and you had told me like, hey, I had told V about like that this path was open, and I told you like, be careful what you tell people, like, and then the next day you would say like, don't say anything, and then you were telling Eleanor like stuff, and so I just didn't know in that situation if you were going to run back, because at that point like I was just like, damn. But honestly, my biggest regret, and I wrote down in my notes, my biggest regret, Eric, is not telling you and not having you play that idol. Like, honestly, this is my biggest regret in this game. And I've talked about it to Jay many times about how I wish I could have just told you in that moment.
Okay. Jay, you said you or Jay and Kim said that you guys connected, and that you said that you warned me as well. Is that real, or is that just you telling Kim that just to make it seem like
No. So I was the one to inform Kim. I was the one to inform Kim that you were leaving, and I said I had a debrief with Kim because I didn't know, we had not played together for the last 2 weeks or a week and a half, and I was like, I don't know if you were close to Eleanor. I don't know if you were close, and I could not have it. I could not have it be that I leaked it. So asked Kim like, what's Eric's relationship? She clued me in that there were moments during the swap that I wasn't there, that she felt like maybe you would tell something to Eleanor. So the extent to which I tried to warn you is when we were on a call and messaging up into the vote, I said the votes don't seem to be going where they are. I don't think Chrisanne is the vote. It was not explicit, Eric. I'm not trying to say I explicitly warned you. It was the I need you to think something's wrong, but I can't possibly have me tell you something is wrong, only because I did not know the status of where you stood with everyone else in that tribe. And even though everyone says that the seven came together strong, if it got leaked that I went to someone and leaked the vote, I think I would have pretty much been dead in the water there.
Yeah. Okay. I guess next off would be, how did, like, I guess Kim, you said like, you didn't really want me to go. It seemed like you kind of had to let me go. You had to adapt your game. Jay, it seemed like more of like, this was like maybe a shot that was you were included in and maybe you took. I just want to hear like how it impacted, your game, Kim, especially like how you adapted after I left and you lost a lot of flow of information in the game. And then Jay, like how did you come to this conclusion of like what you were going to do this before you had even talked to me, even though we had multiple things going on together?
Mm-hmm.
So, want me to start?
Kim, go first.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, losing you was a huge detriment to my game. Obviously the flow of information that I got, I felt truly, even though I did have Jay, I truly sometimes felt like I was on the bottom. And that's why I had to adapt. I had to try to lean into my relationships that I had made prior, because I knew that 7 was trying to come for you. And then I knew if you went, I was possibly going to go next. Maybe it was Ollie, maybe it was Eleanor. I didn't know. So how I adapted was I tried my best to just try to build the relationships I could. I tried my best to try to go to like Lake and Cam, and I tried to work with them, but I kind of noticed in that moment that they might be with some other people. And so honestly, like it was really difficult for me once you left in this game, because you were one of my like truest companions in this game. And I mean it when I say like not friend viver, but like your friends. Like I hope that we could be friends outside of here, and you're a friend for life, and I mean that. And so yeah, it was a tough road, Eric. I'm not gonna lie, it was tough when you left. And
All right.
I
And did you vote
said
for me?
no, I did not. I did
Okay.
not.
And I'll let Jay get the rest of the time. Thank you so much, Kim.
Yeah, Eric, first, I got to give credit where credit is due. My understanding of how the vote landed on you was not at my, I think it was V. It was a very good plan put together with V to split the vote. And I think it landed on you because you didn't have Oracle power and people thought that's how it landed on you. Now, would you have been my first choice to go there? Not, but was I okay with it? I have to be honest, yes, I did vote for you, and here is why. Um, you were insulating a lot of the people I really, really thought I needed to bunker down with. For example, Kim spoke very, very, very highly with you. If I was going to go down with Kim, this would be an opportunity to just secure her. I also did not tell Alex or Derek that I knew about your idol. And so if you got around to telling them that you told me, they were going to be like, what the hell, Jay? You didn't, because I was not in the business of spilling people's idols. And so if you told them that would be a count against me. So we did work really close together. And I also didn't know whether Eleanor was going to work with me. And I know you two were close. And so I thought if you left there, maybe I could build something with Eleanor. So was it my first choice? No, but did I see opportunity in it that got me around to saying, hey, this is an opportunity I could take advantage of? Yes, and I did vote for you, Eric.
Sweet. Awesome. You guys are amazing. And yes, Kim, of course. We're gonna be friends after this. I'm friends with everyone unless you talk about my mama. Um, love you guys so much. You guys both played such great games. I respect both of you so much in different ways, and the same ways. And I will concede the rest of my time and have a good night. Good luck.
Thank you, Eric. Up next, we have the beautiful V.
Is it? Is it me? Are you sure? Okay, it'll be me. Hello, hello, hello. Ow, fuck my knee. Okay, sorry, I'm getting comfortable. I have a lot of questions, but they're very simple, so don't overthink them. The first question I have, and I think this is the most important, how many times did Megan swear during her segment?
43.
Kim?
I would say like 35.
Okay, good to know. My second question, which is also a little silly, is fuck, marry, kill with the jury.
Oh, that's a fun one.
Ooh.
Do you want
Who
me to
wants
go first?
You go first, Kim.
Okay. Well, okay. I would I would marry Ollie. I would fuck, like literally fuck or like fuck off.
No, literally
Like
fuck.
literally fuck. Okay. I think it would fuck. Oh my God, that's a hard question. I would maybe fuck Ollie too, to be honest. I mean, and kill, I don't think I would kill anybody, to be honest. I know that's like kind of a non-answer, but yeah, I don't think I would kill anybody.
Okay. Jay.
Um, let's see. I would marry Megan because little does she know that profanity is my biggest kink. So that would work very, very well for us. I would bang Eleanor because clearly best looking on the cast. Love it. Um, Hill, I would probably kill. I would probably kill Derek only because I feel like it would be easier for me to convince myself that I killed somebody living in Ohio, and I don't love that entirety of the state. So I could at least justify that I did a broader service to the world. Sorry, Derek.
Okay, I don't even know if Derek's here to hear it. Okay. Now to the actual questions. Those are just the fun ones. So my first one is for Jay. Jay, why the fuck do you think you have my vote?
Yeah, so V, I think the only thing that I could think of that would justify why I have your vote is having gotten to see your mind at work with the Eric vote, with how we were going to do the Kim vote after that. The reason why I voted for you, the reason why I tried to go for the mechanics is you were playing this game at the same level that I wanted to play this game, which is to literally think several votes ahead. You were literally had the capacity to tell people, you're going to vote here, you're going to vote here, you're going to vote here. And there was such raw power there. And that, so I'm hoping that you see that after you left, I was hoping to fill that role. And so that if you, my hope is that if you respect your gameplay, the way that the details with which you were operating, I hope that you can respect my gameplay because a lot of what I was trying to emulate is the same kind of gameplay you were playing with, which is really trying to think several steps ahead, think about advantages, think about who can work everywhere. I hope that you see similarities in the game that you tried to play and the game I tried to play.
Okay, that kind of segues into my next question, so I guess I don't need to ask Jay this, but I guess it's up Kim. So Kim, and I mean Jay, if you want to answer this, you can as well. But the question is, what do you think? So part of this game is jury management and knowing the jury. What do you think I'm going into this finale? How am I determining my vote? What is the most important thing to me as a jury member?
I think for you, on the brief phone calls that we were able to have, is I think one, for you personally, I think it's maybe about like a story and about how people were able to adjust their game accordingly. I think if you go into this game having a roadmap of what you think is going to happen and how you're going to map out this entire game, I don't think that that works. I also think like for you, I think you are very calculated. So maybe you're going to look at somebody who was a little bit more calculated. And that's what I would think that you would look at is maybe like people's stories, because I know that you have a really big heart and I know that you're a really good person. And I really, really enjoyed our conversations, the brief conversations that we had. So yeah.
And Jay, do you have anything or?
Yeah, I'll say so to add to my answer, other than I would appreciate that you were looking for someone who made big moves, who exercised agency, who organized votes, like the way you did. I remember during our first call, you told me one of the reasons why you play orgs is you really like to get to meet people. Like you're a big vibes on person. That was one of the reasons why you even mutinied. That we came over and we talked a lot about the vibes on this part. Yeah. So I would think that you're also thinking of who and looked at those relationships, who tried to give people a chance in this game, who tried to work with lots of people in the game, especially you coming from a place where you felt like you were not, at least what you shared with me is you felt like people were not being open with their game on Waikaju, leading you to want to mutiny. I would hope that you would also look at, okay, who seemed to want to play with as many people as possible in this game.
Hmm, interesting. Interesting, both of you. And now for the final question, because you both gave, I guess, fine answers. Um, okay, so I don't know. I'm a little bit of a writer. So I don't know if this was poor word choice on both of your parts, but I'm just not seeing some things that you're both flowing. Oh God, I can't. I swear I am. I'm a little drunk. Kim, I'll start with you again. You said that your gameplay was very adaptable. I don't personally see it. In my eyes, what your game was based off assumptions, and like you locked in with people from the beginning and you always stuck with them. Like you were talking about how you were loyal, but then saying you were adaptable, like those two things don't really go hand in hand in my eyes. And like with me specifically, for example, I feel like you blocked me out of your game because of these assumptions of me working with other people that you weren't vibing with. And it was just like, after I tried to flip my game to try to work with you and just kind of was like, well, shit. I kept telling people I wasn't working with these people, but everyone just kept assuming I was so close with them. So can you
Okay.
explain how you perceive yourself as adaptable when I don't see it?
Well, first I want to tell you why maybe I felt like I iced you out a little bit was because in the original vote, I was told that I was the vote when it came down to Mikey, that you were throwing my name out there. And so originally I thought we had a really good call. And then I found out that you were throwing my name out there. And so at that point I was like, okay, well, if she's not working with me, they must be working with somebody else. And so that originally was really hard for me. And then after that, you literally mutinized to the other team, to the other tribe. And so at that point, like I had one day with you basically at that point. And at that
But
point, I had
if I can just, this is also still going off assumptions because I never pushed her name. That was always Mikey.
well, I had
You
heard that
never
it was
came
from
to
you.
me with any of your concerns. You always just listened to what other people said and never addressed them specifically with me.
Okay, and that's on me. I should have came to you and I should have asked you. But again, like I personally, when I saw that when we were emerging, and the fact that you played like the vote to where you were safe with Alex, and I had heard again because I wasn't on your tribe that you had gained that to get safety for you and your ally. At that point, I was like, okay, well, they must be tight. Like they must be working together. And again, assumptions in this game are not always great. And so I apologize for that, for assuming if you guys weren't tight. But again, when I hear it from multiple people that you and Alex are tight, and then I see some proof of you guys trying to save each other in that moment, I would assume that you were. But again, assumptions aren't great. Adaptability, as far as what you were saying, I didn't really have anybody that I really actually originally locked in with. I did have Jay, but Jay had other options that he was working with. So yes, I did have to adapt because that original tribe.
Sorry,
Go
I
ahead.
have to. There's only a minute left, so
No,
I have
go
to
ahead.
let Jay answer. But I do like where you were going with all of that. Jay, similar boat. You said that you played a flexible game. I also don't see you playing a flexible game. You locked in with the people that you kind of locked in with, and the people that were not working with you, you kind of just took them out, which is still like a thing to do. But I don't see you have being a flexible player.
Yeah, I'm happy to describe a few instances. For example, I locked in with Alex and Derek early on. I was part of the move to get to weaken that core when I had to go after Cam. That was a move that I was a part of, that I was discussing. And so I didn't just lock in, and I had locked in with Cam, Lake, and Derek before we even got to the merge. So that was a time where I saw that that group was gaining power. I needed to make a move in order to ensure that my placement didn't leave. I did not lock in with anyone. Um, with Derek, once I found out that like Derek probably didn't trust me after the Cam move, was going to put a vote on me, I joined the vote to vote out Derek, even though I kind of anticipated going further with Derek.
Thank you so much, V. Your time is up.
So
We will now move on to Cam.
All right. Hello. I do have words. I would like to start with Jay. First, I would like for you to say my name.
Cam?
All right, because you called me Corey during
I
your
called.
opening speech.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was
You're good.
frantic.
You're good. All right, but for my question for you, so obviously you told me about the amulet as I was getting voted out, but I had heard from people that you were apparently annoyed that I told people at that tribal that you had the amulet. So, like, my question to you is, why would you tell me the round that you're voting me out and not expect me to call you out for it?
Yeah, no. So I actually was not. I was not annoyed at you actually, and plus Derek had already told me that he had told you about my amulet, but I had to project. We around part of the reason why Cam you were targeted is because people, I was working closely with Grisan and Ali, and they were starting to clock that there was a group of people, you, Lake, Derek, and me, that might have been managing things. So I needed from that moment, I needed to project that I was not as tight with you all as possible. So if I tell people, look, Cam has betrayed me. He was outing my amulet to people. It makes it look like I'm not as close with this group as possible. So I actually didn't. There was no actual annoyment. And I knew that, even before I told you, it was just a ploy for me to be like, I'm not really with that group. Look, I wasn't working with them. Look, they felt comfortable betraying my trust if they wanted to.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. And now my question for Kim. Like I had a hard time coming up with a question for you because like I feel like we just really didn't have much of a game connection, which is definitely not only on you, it's on me as well. I was busy as fuck. So like I guess my question is like, at what point in the game did you realize that you were actually in a good position in the game?
I think I kind of knew that I was in a good position. Probably, honestly, probably once you left, because I was able to, when you left, it weakened a lot of power, that Derek had influence over, that I realized at that point that Derek had a tight group. And so I think I realized I was in a better position once you left. And I mean that wholeheartedly because I honestly, truly didn't really want you to leave there because I actually genuinely did like you and I did want to work with you. And I enjoyed all of our chats about Taco Bell and about like what type of juice you like and all of that. So, but yeah, I really thought that it got better at that point because I was able to somewhat kind of see that the power was kind of shifting in a way. And so, yeah.
All right, word, appreciate it. So obviously we've been getting hit with some heavy hitting questions, and like y'all should know, I'm a goofy ass motherfucker, so I'm gonna ask some goofy ass questions now. So I'll start with Kim this time. So like I'm going to the States in like less than a week. So I just and like we don't have buzz balls here. I've only had buzz balls once in my life, so I want to have like a recommendation on buzz balls. Like which ones should I get?
Okay. Well, are you like a sweet person? Are you like a chocolate person, or are you like a more bitter person?
Uh, Sweet and chocolate probably, and like sours. Yeah.
Oh, so all three. Okay, cool. All right. So, for the sweet, I like the melon. If you can find the melon, I really like that one. The strawberry, I like too. The sour, the lime one's pretty good. It's like a margarita. And then for the sweet one, if you like coconut, the pina colada is pretty good. But they recently came out with like a like uh almond butter one that's kind of good. I don't remember the name of it. I'd have to look it up. I can send it to you later, but it's really good and it's like supposed to taste like a almond, like I don't know, almond peanut butter. What is that called? I don't know. I can't think right now.
All right, word. I'll definitely keep me posted on that because I am very curious about that now. Uh, and Jay, uh, I there is just one specific quote that you said this season that's been like engraved in my head most of this game. So like, I just want to know what moment this season made you ha 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 but demure. If you know, you know.
Um, so there was a moment where Kim and I and Eric were working on finding the idol for Path One. And I had been giving it some thought and I decided I thought I hit Eureka. I thought Path One was a diary. And I barged into the alliance chat that I had with Eric and Kim, and I said, "Shut up, whatever you're saying, whatever you're talking about. Path one is diary. We have it." And little did I know that literally seconds before I'd come in, Eric and Kim had already come to the conclusion that the answer was diary. So I like came in feeling like I was such a swag, like I'd figured it. By the way, it was all wrong. So it wasn't diary, but it was just very funny because they both kind of looked at me and were like, "You're not smart. We've already gotten that far." So I laughed that all three of us happened to get on the same wavelength independently.
That did make me hee hee hee. But
One last thing, I just have to give a special shout out to when Kim said, "Here you go, bitch," to Alex during the Uno game. I don't know why that wasn't given the episode title. It was the funniest moment this entire season, hands down.
no, I'm so sad I missed solo. I wanted to do solo. All right, so to end this off, I want to say fuck both of you. All right, just kidding. No, but for my vote, I feel like voting me out definitely was the right decision for both of you because you both were my next targets. So like I have no ill will towards either of you voting me. Like it totally made sense. Like I was gonna vote Jay out next, then Kim right after. So like you got me. You got me before I got y'all. So like respect to that. But yeah, congrats on making it to the end, I guess. And good luck. And if neither of you contact me postseason, then I'm blocking you. JK, all right, bye.
I will definitely be contacting you. I want to know about the buzzball.
Cam.
Thank you so much, Cam. Up next, we have Eleanor.
Hey guys, good job. Good game, both of you. I came into tribal 50-50. I'm still 50-50. I don't really feel like I played close enough with either of you to really know who should get my vote yet. But let's see. What questions do I have? I guess, oh, my first question, I'm gonna just go with some short questions for Kim. So when did you know about the Eric vote?
I actually knew Jay had pulled me in, like what, probably maybe an hour. He told me about the Eric vote.
Okay,
Right, that it was leaning towards that.
It was before you got on call crying with me, right before I thought I was gonna get voted out.
No, I didn't know until after, because I think it was after that we, because I didn't know. I didn't know for a while, and then I knew that it was Eric, and I tried to warn him. And I know that you were tight with him, but
No,
yeah.
I'm just upset the way you handled it with me particularly, because we were on call right up until tribal, and you were crying about a message Chrisanne had sent you. And yeah, so that
Well,
just
I mean, she did send me a message right before that tribal. So, I mean,
I guess my other question would be, why didn't you tell me you were throwing a vote on Alex when you knew that I was going to do that?
I didn't know you were going to do that.
I had talked to you super early in that day, and you were like, I'm just going to tell everybody that I'm not where I'm voting, but I'm going to vote Chrisanne. I was like, okay, well, I think I might have to throw a vote on Alex because I think Lake might vote that way, and because I am worried that I'm going to get Chrisanne's vote. So I don't know if you think that that was your idea, but that was something
No, I
doing, and I was pretty forward with you about that. So I don't know why it was a good idea to put 3 on Alex, but I just think that that was an opportunity where we should have been on the same page, because I was gonna ride with you, and I knew that Jay was somebody I was always only going to work with because I was working with you. So I guess that leads me to my next question, which is, why did you decide to sit next to Jay at the final? Because I think that after the Cam vote, you could have pretty much picked who you sat next to out of everybody. So why did you go with Jay?
Well, one, I don't think I was able to pick who I wanted to sit next to, because at that point, after you had left, it was literally Alex, Derek, Lake, and Ollie left in the game. And so at that point, I didn't have the numbers to pick who I wanted to sit next to.
But that was
after
when you
left.
felt the most confident?
What do you mean?
After the Cam vote? That was
Well,
when
I felt I was in the best
power?
position because I think everybody at that point was going to need me as a vote. I think everybody was going to try to use me to take out one of their own.
No, I admire you for going up against Jay. I really do.
Well, I mean, he chose me to take me here. I didn't choose to go up against him.
No, that's cool. So, why didn't you want me to stay longer then?
I did. I did want you to stay
I was
longer.
with you over Jay, for sure.
I know. And I wanted you to stay longer. I didn't want you to go when you left. I just didn't have the numbers to be able to try to persuade people out of that. I didn't.
Okay. I guess I'll spend the rest of the time grilling Jay now, because I didn't mean to grill you so much. I am rooting for you, actually, Kim. Go Miss Kim. But Jay, I guess I want to ask you, when and why did the vote change to me the round I went home?
So the vote,
Be as brief as possible.
Oh, sorry. My understanding is the vote was always going to be you. The reason why there was some contention is Alex actually did not want you to go. He thought that you would be the person. And so I did not want to make a move that alienated Alex. And so there was but I sensed that you were waiting for me to be vulnerable to come after me. I knew that you'd be closer to Kim. I felt like you'd be, I always thought you and Lake were going to be super, super close, and would target me. And so it was best for my game, to eliminate some options.
Yeah, it just happened to happen the round after I blew up my whole game to show you and Kim loyalty. So that's just a bummer. But um anyways, I guess my other question would be, when did Kim know it was me? Because I don't need to ask him, I can ask you.
Um, I kept Kim apprised. So as soon as it was clear it was you, I would have told Kim.
So did she know like the night of the challenge, like after that?
Well, it would have had to be after, because you would have won immunity. We were
Yeah,
talking about, yeah, so we were talking about having to eliminate you. So I think the moment you didn't win immunity, I'm sure we said, okay, I think it's got to be Eleanor
yeah,
here.
okay, that's what I thought. And then I guess I have one more question for Kim that's on that. This is
Yeah.
kind of silly, but did you intentionally try to block me from getting immunity over Jay that round?
No, I did not. I really
Okay,
promised you
I
that I did
believe
not.
you. But it looked like you did, and it was
I
really funny
know.
because it
I
was
know.
last minute, and I was really close to winning. So
I know. I felt so bad because I was like, she probably thinks that I did it intentionally, and I
yeah,
really didn't do it intentionally. Honestly, truly, I did want you to win because then it wouldn't have been
it
you
you
that
wouldn't have
round.
had to fight to keep me, which I understand that you couldn't do with the position that you were in. I really admire your gameplay. You played the game that I was hoping I would get to play from the bottom, but nobody nobody else need everybody had their number two already. They didn't need me yet. So okay, well, congrats to both of you guys. Honestly, I'm still kind of 50-50 on this. I have no like personal qualms with either of you. I like both of you. um Jay, you just didn't fucking talk to me. um so that's not a question either. Your social game was very much lacking with me in a way that is gonna affect my vote. If I don't vote for you, that will be why, because you played an incredible game strategically. And I knew it from the first merge vote. Like, I knew that you were leading things, not Derek, but that Derek was your shield. And I was like, well, we don't really need Derek then, because Jay can be everybody's shield. Like, why are you keeping Derek just for Jay? So great job, both of you. Kim, you played an incredible job. I think you manipulated the hell out of me. Um, and I don't know if everybody else feels the same way, but um, I don't know. You have more of a chance up against Jay than I think a lot of people would. So that's admirable.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm gonna concede the rest of my time and just listen and see what you guys have to say to close things out. But good luck to both of you guys. Keep fighting for it. You're both doing a great job so far.
Love you, Eleanor.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Eleanor. Up next, we have Derek.
Hello, hello, hello. Congratulations to you both. I honestly will just start off by saying, like, you both deserve it. You've both played great games. Whoever walks away here a winner, like, regardless of the outcome, you've both been amazing. Like, if I could vote for both of you, I would. So in honor of being in Vegas, I'm gonna take this shot really quick because why the hell not?
What is it though? What is
It
it?
is vodka. It's basic
Oh.
shit. Okay. So I have a question for both of you. When it comes to the game, I would love to hear a lie that you may have told throughout, your time here that may have benefited you in some way. Anything that you think is most applicable to right here, right now. We'll
Yes.
start with you, Jay.
Yeah, I can start. I came up with a plan to go and talk to Kim, to approach you and say she wanted to flip and vote out Ollie. She did not vote out Ollie. She voted out Lake. I voted out Ollie. The reason why that plan was important was, one, it made me look like I was just left out of a vote. My people were talking about my target. I needed it to shrink. Me looking like I was just left out of a vote was beneficial. Two, Ollie was an incredible threat at that point in time. There was no getting that man to sever connections. He would fight with Chrisanne and then be on good terms 24 hours later. He would fight with Alex and be on good. So he was just a massive, massive threat. And so I needed him out. But the other reason why that lie benefited from me is Alex did not want Ali out. He thought that you had Lake, he thought I had Kim, and he wanted Ali in. But I valued my relationship with Alex. I couldn't make him, I didn't want him to think that I was acting against him. So I needed him to think I was not going after Ali here. It was Kim. So we told that lie so that we could get away with it.
Okay, perfect. And Kim?
I was actually going to say the same thing, me lying about that I voted out Ollie, which was really hard. But it benefited my game to lie to you because I was able to learn where your legs head's at going into final five. And I knew I had the idol in my pocket and I knew I wanted to be able to play that idol where I could play it. I happened to win immunity that round, but it really benefited me to be able to gain your trust at that moment and gain Lake's trust, hopefully, to understand where you guys were going in the final five. Because honestly, before that, I had no idea where you guys were going to go. And I knew you guys were probably going to need me as a number, but I didn't know at that point if I could really, really, truly trust where you were going to go. And so for me, it really benefited me to be able to try to build that trust again. And like I said, I knew I had that idol on me. I knew I wanted to be able to play it correctly. I knew you might be taking a shot at Jay at that time. So yeah, that's one of the things. And also the Alex vote, the third vote, I also lied about that. I feel like at that moment in time, I was just trying to, I ultimately, truly 100% did not know that Eleanor and Lake were going that way. 1000%. If I would have, I wouldn't have voted for Alex, but it happened to benefit me in the long run. And so when I saw that it benefited me, I realized that that was something that I was just going to have to run with.
Perfect. So that kind of answered a follow-up question that I had for you, Kim. So I appreciate that. I wasn't looking for anything revolving around me, but obviously, I'll take it. I guess at this, just to kind of give you something else to, answer to, what would be something that didn't necessarily go your way, but you turned that into a benefit as well? Like, give me an adaptable example, and you may have already, but highlight something that you think is really important that you may not have highlighted yet. We'll start with you again, Jay.
Yeah. So it was not necessarily my preference for Eric to go. It was not something like it was not a I did think that there was potential for me to work with Eric. I eventually settled into it because I think Derek, you know more than anyone because you helped me in this moment. I was in Ohio that moment. There was not enough time for me to be present to shift it off of Eric. But the way that I use that to my benefit is I did think it was a very, very smart plan. And so it helped me rally the votes against V. Because in order for my zigzag strategy to go the way I needed it, our group needed to lose someone next. And so I got to go people and say, like, look, V did have this really brilliant plan. Um, she told us exactly where to vote, why we should vote this way, and it worked out perfectly. Everyone was feeling so great. Using a plan that like wasn't mine, that worked, wasn't what I would have done, allowed me to at least go to people and give them a reason why V needed to go next, which worked with my overall zigzag plan.
I will answer that. After Bruce left, honestly, I had to adapt a lot because honestly, Bruce was somebody that I wanted to play with pretty far down the line. But I know Ollie and Eric really wanted Bruce out at that point. And it actually didn't benefit me really to like lose Bruce. I had somewhat loosely played with him I actually was never on a tribe with Bruce, but because that was really one of the only connections that I had, and I knew he was tight with Eleanor as well. And so for me, I kind of had to adapt in that sense because I kind of had to be like, okay, like we're gonna get rid of Bruce here, but like I don't really have that great of a connection with V, but V had mutinied at that point, and I was trying to work on a relationship with Megan as closely as I could at that point. But honestly, truly, like a lot of my numbers were knocked out by I felt like I wanted to work with Bruce, he left. I had to adapt. I wanted to work with Eric, he was gone and left. I wanted to work at that point with Eleanor as she ended up leaving, right? So every single vote, a lot of them didn't even benefit me with people leaving. And every single time I had to try to slide through and still try to manage to stay here and make sure it wasn't my name. So I don't know how that, if that answers your question or not, but every single time I lost an ally, almost every single round up until Cam, I mean, halfway through merge. So yeah.
Perfect. I guess at this point in time, I really don't have any more questions. I truly, truly, truly mean it when I think that you are both deserving people to win. I think you've both played incredible games. I have so much respect for both of you. And so I wish you both the best of luck. If you both could win, I would walk away happy. But I'll concede the rest of my time. Good luck, y'all.
Thank you, Derek.
Thanks, Derek. Hope you're enjoying Vegas.
Thank you so much, Derek. Up next, we have Lake.
Hello. I said in my broad chat I was going to spin back for her. So the first thing I want from each of you is 5 amazing things about Jesse.
Jesse is the best dressed and best player I've seen. Alex is a close second, of course, but Jesse just nailed it. Jesse, I thought, was probably the best Swifties fan I've come across in a very, very long time. Jesse. As most people know, Jesse was sparing with her words, but when she liked you, you could tell because she opened up a lot. I also think Jesse was probably one of the more loyal players in this game, if allowed to go further.
Unfortunately, I never got the opportunity to play with Jessie and learn all about her beautiful qualities. But I would assume that she is beautiful, caring, kind, smart, and calculated. So those are my 5 words for Jessie.
All right. I think you two played great games and you're very deserving to be here. I have to create some questions on the spot because this has been an interesting FTC. Let me think. Jay, what is, if you had to single it out, what is the best thing you did in this game?
I think I was able to exercise incredible influence of the order of the eliminations, leaving myself in a position where I don't think it was an accident that I received no votes. I don't think it was an accident that I was voted correctly. I think you, Lake, are in a unique position to know that I went to the final 4 with 2 people who were not going to betray me. And it made it, and so that was really, really important to me, is that I went to a position where I know what it's like to be betrayed. It's what happened to my season, and so I needed to insulate myself by creating a system where I was always keeping the people. Like I said, there's a reason why people went out when they did. And so I think the best thing I did is set myself up to not actually just win, but actually make it to the end.
Kim.
Yes, Blake.
How did you prioritize your jury management in this game?
I felt like sometimes, obviously, it was I tried to have great jury management at the beginning, but obviously sometimes it can be a little bit convoluted with everybody trying to keep up with each other. Lake, you are one of the people that I felt like I was not super confident about when you went into jury, just because I know that we kind of had um, our whatever, our differences, whatever. I still think you're fantastic, amazing, and you're my favorite body of water. But anyways, I tried to prioritize it as much as possible. I tried to make everybody understand that I didn't want them to go. I tried to make everybody feel some sort of way, but I know that unfortunately there was emotions that happened in this game. And I can only do so much. So And I apologize if people don't think that I did great jury management. That's on me, and I apologize for
Truthfully, I don't hold any of you to jury management. It is an org, not an actual Survivor game. If I did hold you both to jury management, you'd kind of be both at the same level of like poo poo doo doo, with maybe just a little bit above the other. But I respect good gameplay. I respect strong gameplay. Um, I think that's all I need to know. I respect you both. Um, I think it's definitely up in the air. I think it's whoever's game at this point. Keep claiming what you did, keep having confidence in yourself, and end tonight's final speech thinking you're gonna fucking win this game. All right. Love you both. Bye.
Thanks, Lake.
Thank you so much, Lake. And last but not least, we have the wonderful Ollie.
Hi, it's me, the person you haven't spoken about at all, so fuck my game. I'd say good luck to both of you, but I'm lying. So how I'm gonna do this is I've got some fun reads, because I did it last time. So, Jay, the people pleaser. Now, it's no secret, Jay has a tendency to try and please people. But when this is how you show up to Final Tribal Council, no wonder it didn't work. I do find it funny though that you're talking about people's fashion when you're wearing lemons.
Sorry,
And Kim, it's fine. Kim, our emotional girly. You did cry a lot. Now I would make a joke about how you cry so much I could fill a mug with your tears, but I wouldn't want to risk getting your personality salty. No, but really, Kim, well done tonight on kind of getting dressed up. But I'm just wondering, which face did you put the makeup on? Because I can't see it. Now that that is done, I don't have any questions for you to speak on, unless the jury have questions, which I'm going to look at now. And just double checking people can hear me. I'm trying to be loud. Can you hear me, Jay?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So the jury do have one thing they want you both to do. And the jury would like you, both of you, to be mean. They want you to say 5 mean things about any jury members. So Jay, I'm going to start with you.
Be mean to any jury member.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I'll start with, I guess, the person asking me to do this. Ollie, I think the fact that you can appreciate the shirt shows that you should be switching your career out of retail fashion, because I think this is a great shirt. We'll go with Alex. Alex, God, this is hard. Alex, your performance in the musical massacre was shocking given that you are a music teacher. Um, sorry, you said 5, Ollie?
Go with 3, you're taking so long.
Okay, sorry. This is not my skill set at all.
Mm.
Lake, man, are you punching above your pay weight with Lexi? Never let that one go.
Kim?
Okay, in the voice of Megan, fuck everybody. I think let's see what else. Let me be mean. To jury though. Shoot. Um Cam, your tasting Taco Bell is atrocious. If you haven't tried a Crunchwrap Supreme, it's superior. So I don't know what you've been eating this whole time, but it's not Taco Bell. And then I will say for Megan, I can't believe you like cheesecake because honestly, it's absolutely fucking atrocious and it's horrible. So that's what I have to say.
I'd just like to congratulate both of you because for once in this game, you've actually said something to people's faces instead of behind their backs. So, for this final thing, what I'm going to do is I've been taking notes for the jury and I'm going to let you guys know what isn't really resonating so you know what to say for your final tribal, for your closing speeches. This first one's for both of you. Your social games. We're really struggling to see it and we're seeing a lot of faults in it and things not making sense. So it's either you own the fact that maybe there were some social things that weren't good or explain more. Jay, there's a lot of me. We're not hearing what others did because there was definitely other things people did that did benefit you. So it's just making sure you're aware of that. Perfect example. I also told Chris Ann about her thing. You never mentioned that. Kim, two things for you. People figured out you were the Alex vote, just an FYI. And where is it? Here it is. You had you asked people at Final Seven, people would have flipped. So just know that. Because had you actually asked myself and late, there could have been potential there. The final things I have to say are really good luck. And I'm rooting for someone. Don't know who that is yet. Bye.
Thank you, Ollie.
Okay, we're moving on to closing speeches. Kim, you will go first. You'll have 5 minutes. Go ahead.
Okay, first and foremost, I just want to say I appreciate each and every one of you so much in this game. The tears were not fake. I really am an emotional, crazy girl. I really bonded with, I really love my relationships I was able to build with everybody. I just want to be clear that I feel like for me, I played a lot of this game on the bottom. I didn't have friends coming into this game. I wasn't able to I didn't know anybody coming into this game. I had to start from the bottom. I literally had to build those relationships. Yes, I had a relationship with Jay, but Jay did betray me in my first game. So while I did have a relationship with Jay because he was familiar for me, there was still a part of me that was like, is this going to be my kiss of death? I wanted to stay loyal. Ollie, I didn't vote for you. I want you to know that everything that I said to you was true. I wanted to work with you. I really, really did. And I really did not want you to go when you left. I really, really, really want you to know that I did not betray you. Eleanor, I wish we could have worked together longer. You are a fantastic, amazing person, and I'm so glad I was able to meet you in this game and be able to connect with you better in this game. You are such a force to be reckoned with. Derek, you are fantastic, beautiful. I think that your energy is vivacious and you are such a threat to this game. And I'm sorry, but I was coming for your neck from literally day 2, and I apologize for that. But I think you're fantastic. Lake, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to connect with you on a game level, or outside of, like, I feel like it didn't maybe end the best way that I wanted it to, but I want you to know that I did want to work with you, but I knew that your loyalties didn't lie to me ultimately. I knew if I could get you out at 4, I knew that Jay and Alex possibly could both take me. What you were telling me that they were taking each other, I knew that Jay and Alex were both going to take me, and they actually were both considering it the day that before we got here, that they were both going to take me here. So just so you know, that's why I couldn't flip on Jay or Alex, because I couldn't let them take you instead of me. Cam, you are amazing, fantastic. V, the time that we had was short, but it was really, really awesome. And I hope that we can meet up in Portland and party. Eric, you know, I love you. Keep being you. You're fantastic. I hope I was hoping I was going to be able to play this game longer with you. Alex, so sorry you're sick. I really, really appreciated the time. And I was always honest with you when you asked me everything besides the vote. I did lie to you about the vote, that I did vote for you, but I hope you know that it was strictly out of game. Chris Ann, even though we might have had our issues and our mishaps, I really did value what you brought to this game, and I really appreciated you being there for me in the beginning of this game. And I really do appreciate you on a person, as a like everything. You are a fantastic person, and I wish that we could have worked together more. And I wish we could have had a conversation. Megan, keeping you, you're fantastic. You're beautiful. I love your fiery Boston accent. You are literally the brightest light. And that's all I have to say. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me, Prod. And I am so proud of my game that I played, coming from literally deja vu, full circle moment. And I'm so happy to be here. I worked my butt off. I stayed up late every single night comparing notes. Jay knows because I was up till 3 a.m. in the morning with him, comparing notes about everything in this game. And I worked, breathed, slept, ate, and did everything for this org for the past 34 days. And I am completely exhausted. And I appreciate every one of you. And I respect your decision tonight. Thank you.
And Jay, closing speech, please.
All right, let me start with a concession. That hearing you all that I did not play the social game that I thought I played, let me put forward the strategic game that I played as my strength here to you all, because I still think it was one of the most dominant strategic games I could have hoped for, and I'm very confident that. And here are the cold hard statistics to demonstrate that. I am the only person in this entire cast to vote correctly, defined by the person who went home that round, every single vote. I ended this game without a single vote against me that was not negated. I did not operate from the shadows. People were telling me I was a big target. It was 33 days into the merge that I was already being thrown into my face that I was a lawyer and people were afraid of me. I did not operate from the shadows. I cannot identify a single point in this game in which I played from the bottom. I don't think that was a mistake. I don't think that was by coincidence. I think I tried to leverage the connections I had in this game to influence the votes the way I needed them. Nearly every single one of my closest allies ended up in the final five, final six with me. That was not by accident. Is because I ensured that I was moving in the game forward with a group of people I knew would not turn on me. Let's talk about the challenges. I was tied with Alex for the most challenge wins this game, but it's not just about knowing which challenges to win. I knew which challenges not to win. For the coin challenge, I knew that was a social game more than it was a arithmetic game. I used that as an opportunity to throw my coins to Kim, throw my coins to Ali, in order to show them that, hey, I'm not locked in with this group of people. Like, I'm willing to give people that. I am really bad at music, but I'm not as bad as I demonstrated. But when the Melody Massacre came, I didn't want to win a single point because I knew winning resulted in you having to pick two people to come in. And although everyone was acting like they weren't bothered, I had conversations with so many of you saying, God, I'm so annoyed that they put me up against this person. I knew that I walked away with that challenge scot-free. I chose to win 3 challenges this game. It was the 2 after the cam vote because I knew I'd revealed to Derek that maybe I was playing a little bit of a more individualistic game. And then in the final 3, largely inspired by Alex telling me he was not going to take me, I knew it was either me or bust. If you were on a pre-merge swap with me, you know that I put everything into those challenges. I was the taboo guesser. I did come up with the hive mind strategy to use. I did buy and download GeoGuessr so we could all practice before all those. So from the challenges, I used those to better my position, but not only winning the challenges, knowing when I needed to throw those challenges. Flexibility. I wanted to demonstrate that by saying, like, I was in so many alliances with you people, and it wasn't, when I needed to make a move against Cam, which I sensed because Lake was telling me Cam didn't trust me, and it sounds like I acted on the exact right moment. We did form together an alliance with me, Ali, Kim, and Eleanor, and we got together. We planned a vote. We didn't just plan a vote. We planned exactly how to split the vote. Let's talk advantages. I knew where nearly every single advantage in this game was planned. By like a week and a half into the merge, I had consolidated all power in the game by finding the amulet and identifying the correct answer for the idol and telling Kim, "Hey, go guess Golgust doorknob. I couldn't find the idol myself because if I ever came to play it, my allies would know that I was keeping from them to play an idol. I literally had to manufacture the only vote that I apparently did not vote in by telling Kim to go to Derek, saying him that you're going to flip, because that was the only way to shrink my target. Nobody made a move against me. I had to manufacture my own round that I voted in the minority, even though I didn't. I still voted correctly in there. Um, the uh, in terms of the social connections, I want to return to that. I hear you all. You're absolutely right that there was room for me to maneuver, identifying those few moments. Eleanor, I really did think that I came to, up until the point I voted you out. I told you where I was voting every single round, and I thought I did so early. Even though like the plan was always for Lake to tell you, I think I always came myself that you heard it from me. Hey, I am voting Megan. Hey, I am voting this way. Harry's voting this way. But I hear you that is, if that wasn't enough to show actual allyhood, I hear you on that. Um, in terms of I am very, very proud of the game that I played. There were absolutely room for improvement, but I don't think any moment of this game happened without me having a thumb on the scale. And so if you can't respect my social game, I hope that you respect my dominant strategic game, that I think resulted in basically the entire structure of the season happening the way it did. I love you all. I cannot wait to see you all on the other side. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you both so much for your wonderful final tribal performances. Thank you so much to the jury. Thank you, all of you, for a wonderful final tribal council. Now we will tabulate the votes. So jurors, please go vote in your projects immediately. Once we have all the votes, John Buckley, the original, will read them aloud. So hang tight. And now, not to steal Karen's line, but now is the time for shout outs. So anybody, all of you can shout people out.
Shout out Tolas. First of all,
shout out to every single member of production minus HGC. I love you, HGC, but you didn't do shit. But shout out to you all. I love you guys so much. You guys don't even understand. Like, thank you for having me back and running an amazing season. I love you all. Bye.
Damn,
Well,
that's crazy. You can go ahead.
I will shout out HGC because some bitch didn't want to. And I will also shout out Wayne, who I think is his boyfriend. But will they hear about this? No, because they're never here. So
I'm also gonna shout out HTC because there's always a good world when there's more than one hot girl Chris. So
I would love to shout out all the friends we made along the way and everyone under the sun.
I would like to shout out Bella.
I'd like to shout out Survivor Now podcast.
Period.
And also I'd like to shout out the damn fool who dumped me.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about that.
It's okay.
That
he was
damn
a
fool
loser
can fuck
anyway.
right off.
He
can fuck
off.
He can fuck right off too.
He doesn't deserve any
Via
cheese.
text, Derek.
35.
Via text.
Are we freaking
Thanks,
12?
Alex.
No, he's 32, almost.
No, the number was referring to my fuck count, which was 33.
Yeah, it was 33, and now we have 3 more, so it's 36. I told Megan I would count, and I did.
5, right?
You were only off by 2, Kim, so that was awesome.
That's funny.
Jay, you were off on a lot of things.
Shout out to my best friend B. B.
Oh,
my
okay.
my
Right,
best friend's name
I've
is
been called
B.
V tonight. I've been called V. I don't know.
No, you're good. Shout out to B in my prod chat. She is the one that forced me to start doing orgs, and I love her for it. So yeah.
Oh wait, I love B. We share a winner circle. B's an icon. I love her. I met her in New York.
Icon.
We
B, as in
complete icon. That's my best friend.
B1 persists last season. She's
Yes, she
amazing.
sure did. I
She's
watched.
awesome. She's
Don't you
awesome.
worry. I just watched her 3-hour tribal. So yeah.
No, she messaged me, says like, "You're looking good. Did you get skinnier?" Like I love her so much. We got wasted as fucking New York, so like always have a soft spot.
Well, we'll have to do it again.
And will.
I'll go to New York. I've never been, but I've heard that it's American.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
Ollie, I know you were like, you had your reads. Did you finish all of them? Or I remember you telling me you had a Buckley read.
Yeah, I forgot about my Buckley read.
Okay, so read them right now.
So, I'd like everyone to Let me go back. So, I'd like to congratulate Buckley on his new job. He's just been offered the lead role in a musical, Legally Bold.
Bald.
That was my read for Buckley.
Shout out to Carlbot for bald.
Also, wait, Jay, did you hear the read that Ollie gave you or no?
No, I didn't want him to repeat it because I was like, I don't know. But
Wait,
what did
which,
you
the
say?
first one?
Yeah.
The first one.
Yeah.
So I said, Jay, the people pleaser. Now it's no secret Jay has a tendency to try and please people. But when this is how you show up to Final Tribal Council, no wonder it never worked.
That's really good. That's really good.
I love finalists that dress up. So Kim and Jay, thank you for that. Y'all look great, but you'll never look as good as Ollie. It's unfortunate.
No, no one will ever.
No.
Well, Jay said that you and Jesse have better styles than me, so.
Oh, we have to talk, Jay. That was ratchet of you. I've never been more upset.
When I said what? The
When you
dress
said that Jesse was better at Dress to Impress than me, yes. I am.
Didn't she win a couple? I thought that we were like in
She is
awe.
pretty good. She's
Fake
pretty
news.
good.
Fake news.
What I
Honestly-
loved about Jesse is that Jesse spoke most when we played Dress to Impress, but not during the challenges.
One
Wait,
thing about
can
this,
There's only one mystery for me in this game that's left. V, did you
V?
have the Trilava idol?
Yeah. I bought it day one when I was like, I'm not talking to anyone. I probably need to figure out what this idol is. And then Jesse had bought Safety Without Power after I tried to buy it. So I was like, I guess I'll buy an idol clue and an idol hunt. So when I went to Bruce, I was honest about the question that I asked, but I already had it.
Question for Eleanor. Did you really buy immunity that first tribal?
Yes. I know.
Oh my
I'm a dumb motherfucker. I'm a
god.
dumb
Eleanor, that's
motherfucker.
crazy.
I panicked. I didn't want to be first boot. I didn't want to be first boot. I don't know.
That's crazy.
I don't know why.
She's been
No
telling
one
the
would have voted
truth.
you anyway.
I'm so dumb. This is not a threat central.
I just remember as like when the challenge like first and we're all talking on our tribe call and everyone's like, yeah, we're not gonna go to anything. I'm messaging Chris saying like, do we just do it? Just right now. Let's go.
I was literally saying openly, I was like, you guys are kind of dumb if you think no one's buying shit. Because I had already known that someone had already bought the Safety Without Power, and I'd already bought the Drunk Idol.
But
So I
of
was
course,
like,
that's what people are gonna say.
Right, no, it was just funny.
yeah, it was so funny.
If everyone's gonna do it, I might as well get something out of it, eh?
Damn
I really thought Bruce would have bought something. I really thought he did.
Well, somebody still did, right? Somebody would have bought. Oh no, actually no.
Safety Without Power, Eleanor, and me.
Yeah,
it was
I forgot. Eleanor's was 500. Yeah.
It was V's purchases, then it was Eleanor's immunity, and then Jesse's Safety Without Power. I did the math. We good.
I love Jessie. She never told me about that Safety Without Power though.
Do you think Jesse is watching us right now?
Maybe.
Hope so.
Hi, Jesse. Shout out to
Probably.
Jesse.
Shout out.
Shout out to Jesse.
I bet you Jesse right now is playing Sims and watching us right now.
I
Shout
hope
out
so.
to Jesse.
He would.
Hold on, we need to shout out all of the pre-jury then, if that's the case. Let's be nice now.
All right, shout out to Julia, Stephanie,
Bruce,
sorry,
shout out to
Mike,
Bruce.
Nathan.
I love you, Bruce. I'm so
Nathan,
sorry.
Corey,
Shout out
Mikey,
Nathan and Corey.
Bruce.
Bruce was a
Nathan,
hard vote.
Corey.
Shout out Mikey 3 times, because that's how many times he left the server. Oh, sorry, Mike.
Shout out to Mike for
I
that.
love Mike. I wish I was on a starting tribe with Mike.
Oh yeah,
The
shout
on-
out Jones.
The only interaction I had with Mike was during our that versus challenge, and that was it. But I love Mike.
Mikey ended that man.
Not
He
Mikey
said,
dyeing his hair pink and then getting voted out, but it was iconic. Not gonna lie. But Mikey spent like 6 hours that day before he got voted out with pink hair.
Shout out to the person on jury that hates it.
Oh, I've
Who
heard
are
seen
you referencing?
Someone on jury that said that they didn't like
who? I
Mikey's
don't
hair.
remember anyone ever saying that, and I was there longer than you. Oh, it was probably
It was
not.
said
Bro,
today.
who the
Was it in the chat or was it on a VC?
It was said today.
Today?
who would say that? That's so fucked up.
I want to
it was
vote them out.
Eleanor, wasn't it?
Who would say that?
I love the fact that y'all are haters, low key. Well, high key.
All right. Well, I do have a basket of votes in front of me.
We do
Let-
it.
These are votes for a winner. You want to see your name tonight. So after 35 days, either Jay or Kim, one of you, is about to be the winner of season 17. So without further ado, I'll read the votes. First vote, Jay. Kim, one vote Jay, one vote Kim. Kim, 2 votes Kim, 1 vote Jay. Jay, that's 2 votes Kim, 2 votes Jay. Kim, that's 3 votes Kim, 2 votes Jay. Jay, that's 3 votes Kim, 3 votes Jay. Jay, that's 4 votes Jay, 3 votes Kim. Jay, that's 5 votes Jay, 3 votes Kim. The winner of CTC Survivor Deja Vu, Jay.
Good job, Jay. So proud of
Congratulations,
you.
guys.
Congratulations, Mike. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Jay.
Thank you, everyone. I do not take it lightly that you all chose to vote for me, whether you did it or not. Your questions, thank you so much. I am so incredibly honored to have been a part of a cast that I complained to Prod almost every day that I thought was too stacked. Y'all did not make any part of this game easy. Thank you so much. I am so incredibly honored and privileged to have gotten to play with you, to get to know you, and to now have a friendship with each and every one of you. So thank you so much. And Kim, what a phenomenal performance. I told you before that the only regret I would have in this game is I did not have a vote to throw your way. So incredibly honored to be sitting next to you today.
Same. Same. I told you that I would only want to lose to you from the beginning. So love you.
Right. So with that, we're gonna stop the stream because awards is for the cast and the cast only. So to those watching, thank you for supporting us. 17 seasons deep. At some point this year will be a season 18, but we're taking a healthy break between now and season 18, and then when we come back for 18, we're gonna be raring and she's gonna be a new beast. So thank you guys all again. thank you to everybody that came back this season, all of our post-merge people, our new winner, Jay, our awesome, amazing runner-up, Buzzball Queen, Kim, all of our pre-jurors, everybody that was a part of this season. This was a season we wanted to do for years, and we finally did it, and it was done very well, and you all did an amazing job this season. So thank you all so much. And I'm going to